This Sunday on Dishes with Del, I thought we'd do an absolute Kiwi classic. We're going to learn how to make the cheese scone. Now, if anyone out there has ever been to New Zealand, you will understand these. They are in absolutely every cafe. They are on every single kind of cafe menu. They'll always be in the cabinet. Again, if none of you have been to New Zealand, often they have this thing and they like to call it cabinet food. It's full of kind of sandwiches and rolls and cakes and slices and all delicious things, and cheese scones will always be in there. You know, they are as iconic as the kiwi itself. Everyone absolutely loves them. They're absolutely delicious. They're packed full of cheese and spice. We're going to learn how to make them. It's quick, it's easy, and this one's just a short lesson this week, so let's get to it. There's actually not many ingredients for these cheese scones. Really fast, simple. Probably not one for people who maybe have high cholesterol, because this is the amount of cheese that we're going to be using, but this is the only way to do it. I mean, you can cut them out, you can cut it down, but it's just not the same. You really need a good amount of cheese. You can use a blend, whatever you've got. I mean, you could even put a bit of blue in there, whatever you have. Anything, pre-grated, not pre-grated. Although, if you buy a block of cheese, it's cheaper than buying it grated. Handy tip for you. But yeah, whatever cheese you like, however strong, however mild you wish. We've got some buttermilk. Now, buttermilk, you either buy it in the shop, or if you have some regular milk at home, you can make it yourself by adding some lemon juice and letting it stand for like 10 minutes or so, and you will end up with this kind of cottage cheese looking stuff. That's what you want. Flour, and then baking powder, salt, and some spices. I've got smoked paprika and cayenne. There's 500 grams of cheese, 500 grams of flour, 500 grams of buttermilk. Easy ratios to remember. And essentially, all we have to do is mix it all together, put them on the baking tray, put it in the oven. You might hear my oven whirring in the background. I've already turned it on to 180. So we're probably going to cook them for about 15 to 20 minutes, but we will have a look at them and double check. Again, a little bit on how your oven is. If your oven cooks fast at the back as well, halfway through, give them a turn around. We always talk about it, but these are the kind of things that you have to do in a kitchen. So we're just going to mix it. So we'll do the flour, 500 grams of flour, and then we'll put in the other stuff, which is baking powder. I've got 12 grams of baking powder, 4 grams of table salt, and then we'll go half a teaspoon of smoked paprika and half a teaspoon of cayenne. So they will be a little bit spicy. If you don't like them spicy, then don't put as much in. But I personally like them with a little kick, so that's the way I do it. And then we're gonna add the buttermilk and the cheese. Probably should have used a slightly larger bowl, but I've already got it in there now, so that's gonna be it. This will make sort of 12 scones, I reckon. They're really good. Make them in a batch, and then you can put them in the freezer, you know? Then you can just pull them out when someone comes round for morning tea or for afternoon tea. It's a great little snack. I love them. They're a real New Zealand Kiwi classic, which I have only discovered since moving here, and honestly, I love them. And then what we're gonna do at the end, when they're cooked and baked, we're gonna cut them in half and we're gonna sear them in a pan with butter, and that is incredible. I'm just gonna take my watch off and then just gonna get stuck in with my hands. I've already given them a wash. You know, before you start cooking, always give your hands a wash. And yeah, we're just gonna mix it all together. I mean, you can do it with a spoon, but this way you kind of make sure that it's all mixed together nicely. Because you need to squish it all together to make sure it all comes together. But definitely do it in a bigger bowl. And also, you know, you can cut this down if you want to just do fresh ones for your friends that are coming over. But yeah, it's also great to just do a slightly bigger batch, and then you can put some in the freezer. And that's it. You end up with a mixture that looks something like this. Like I said, quite sticky, but these things, oh my God, they are so good and they are so moist in the middle that, oh, it's just great. So, just gonna put them on there. And again, you know, these are quite big, but I like them quite big. You can make them, of course, a lot smaller. Also, correcting myself, I think a minute ago I said that this makes 12. It does not. It probably makes 8, but you know, I've, like I said, done them really big because that's the way that I like to eat them. So I've only got 7. But that's just about portion control. Maybe I'll take a bit of this guy. A bit off this guy because he's quite big. And there's it. Just like that. You know, you can sort of squish the tops down, but also it's quite nice to kind of have these pokey out bits because kind of they get a little bit more colour and get a little bit more crisp. So yeah, that's it. Into the oven. We'll have a look in about 20 minutes. As I said, these are a little bit larger, so they might take a little bit longer. But yeah, we'll pop them in and we'll have a look in a bit. And here they are, out cold from the oven. You got to let them cool down, so you kind of need to let them set. And yeah, that's your cheese scone. So these actually ended up having half an hour because at 20 minutes I just thought they're not quite ready because they will look like they're a bit blonde on the bottom and they will feel quite soft. That's just because of the texture of the dough. So you need to make sure that you yeah, let them cool. Anyway, let's get into one. This guy, we're going to cut it open. And there it is. You know, it kind of looks like it's not done, but that's because there's just an absolute ton of cheese in it. But honestly, it's delicious. Oh, it smells amazing. And now what I'm just going to do is toast it in the pan with some butter. I'll be back in a second. Hear that guy? He's cooking. I'm just going to grab him and bring him over. So there they are, toasted and out the pan. And as you can see, all the cheese has started to caramelise and it's just absolutely delicious. So, yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, they are just delicious. Oh, just a little bit of spice. Crunchy on the outside, as well as crunchy in the middle from where you've toasted it. I really don't know if you could want anything more for an 11sies or a morning tea snack. I really hope that you enjoyed this one as much as I enjoyed eating it. We'll be back next week with probably something slightly longer or maybe a little bit more complicated, but for now, I'll see you later. Have a good week.